How shocked are you to be sitting here as the eliminated house guest?
I am not shocked at all. It makes complete sense socially and game-wise. I'm just proud that I got to walk through that door. The rest is game and failure, and I definitely can't wait to learn from it.
By a vote of 8-1, Daniel, you are evicted from the Big Brother house.
You played the game, and I know you waited 10 years to play it. Looking back, though, because obviously I feel like your time in the house was probably shorter than you wanted it to be. Who do you feel the most betrayed by at this point?
From what I'm learning, I'm being told that Paloma was going after me, but I respect that. Like, it's part of the game. I don't really care. Like, when you connect with someone on a personal level, if it's reciprocated, I'm on board. The rest is all game. That's fine. Nicole's my homie, so I don't see any betrayal. Even if she said something bad about me, I don't even care.
I'm so interested to hear you say Paloma because I thought that was your girl. You must be starting to learn some information. Are you kind of nervous to find out some other info as you watch the show back?
I'm not nervous. I'm looking forward to it because I have a lot to learn from and a lot to grow from. But when it comes to like Paloma or Nicole or Terrence, or Jasmine, people who I was gung-ho 100% truly loyal to, it'll be interesting to see their perspective on the game or the personal aspects on the show, but also when I talk to them in real life. But yeah, so I'm looking forward to watching the show for many reasons.
I feel like you understand the game, so you won't take it personally. Is that a fair assumption?
Absolutely. I tried to remove emotion when I went in the game. It didn't really happen. So I'm still gonna approach every episode, every live feed as strictly game and how it's affecting their overall final two deal with anyone or how they're getting to the end. I can't wait to see how they're doing it.
Let's talk about your eviction speech because it was one for the book, sir. I mean, it was really...
Oh, well, thank you.
House guests, please vote to evict me. I'd rather hang out with Nicole and Paloma than any one of you bozos here today. This place is a circus and you're all a bunch of clowns. It's time to wake up and realize Michael has 5 competitions under his belt.
It was really iconic. I'm not gonna lie. I mean, you told everyone to vote you out. You warned everyone about Michael. I feel like at that point, you probably knew you were going to be the one leaving. So talk about that strategy there. What was the point?
Well, the moment Nicole left the house, I knew I was out next. I said it out loud. I knew it was real. We knew there was an alliance that we called the Sorry Six, but you add Kyle, it's Sorry Seven. It's now called the Leftovers. So I had no numbers moving forward. No one had my back in the Nicole vote. And I said, I'm out next. Doesn't make sense on the game level because I'm only a social threat. I'm not necessarily a game threat because I don't have numbers. But that's a whole nother story that I would spend an hour talking about. But yeah, I think part of the speech is true. I think they're all clowns, including myself. The other half is, just making sure that I throw Michael and Monty under the bus because they are some of the best players in that house.
Right.
And they're the ones who are getting me out. And I want to make sure that they don't get to the end because they are the best players there. And I think they will make it to the final two if no one is paying attention to it.
Well, speaking of speeches, what did you make of Michael's veto speech and using your words against you?
To quote my favorite Elvis impersonator and what he said 4 weeks ago, what's good for the house is good for me. You've rubbed some people the wrong way here, and I hope you take this as an opportunity to apologize. Daniel, please take a seat.
I respect it. I don't hold anything against it. He talked to me yesterday before my eviction, and he apologized. He's like, I don't want to come off as personal. I was like, dude, I respect all the gameplay, the speech and everything. I thought it was pretty funny and gold. I thought it was on point. And, whether I believe it's true or not, the way he approached it, it doesn't matter. I liked it. I thought it was cool.
So on your way out the door, you only said goodbye to Terrence. Why was that?
Terrence is my boy. We created the night shift. Again, I don't know what alliances are aired or not, but me, Nicole, Terrence in the have-not room created the night shift, and we were going to go to the final 3 together. Luckily, it was with Nicole, my final 2. And since Nicole left, we really doubled down on our friendship. It's only been growing since I put him on the block. So that meant the world to me. He kept me sane these last 7 days and actually sparked hope in me to continue playing the game opposing just giving up. And he's the only one I wanted to give my hug to and just show my love to him. Everyone else, I'll see them in October, not a big deal.
What do you think his reaction to that hair wax will be?
I just assume he's gonna laugh because we had our, inside joke, me, him, and Monty, our inside, connection with that. But ultimately, it's like he also doesn't have hair, so it's a little extra layer of laughter. I think he'll have a good laugh about it.
All right, let's talk about Taylor because obviously it seemed like, most of the house was against her, at least at the beginning of this competition. She was seemingly being blamed for a lot of different things. Why do you think that was?
Oh, I have no clue why everyone was essentially against her or wanting her out from the get-go. Obviously, my thing was when the Paloma thing happened on day 6, I believe, and on. But before that, I needed to make a replacement, and everyone was in my ear except for Nicole, who's the only one that was friends with her and supported her. I wanted to align with Taylor that first week until the Paloma thing happened. But when you're living in the house, you know, you get to know people very quickly, and people were rubbed the wrong way with Taylor's comments or, you know, her cattiness or pettiness and stuff like that, when you live with someone, you see those immediately. So when you first meet people, those are the little things that you could go, well, this is why I want them out. I think Taylor's a badass, and when you meet her, you see it in her, and I think people were afraid of her as much as I was, in the sense of her winning the game and absolutely killing it.
Well, now she's head of household. I don't know if you heard that.
What?
Yeah, she won the competition.
No way.
So now she's in charge. What's your reaction to that?
That's what it is. Oh my God.
Yeah.
If I wasn't out this week, I would have been out this
Right.
week. You know? That's my reaction. As a fan, I'm super excited to watch it because that's wild, and I want to see what she does, because she did not like Monty. At least that's what she told me for weeks. But now she's in this alliance, and they've been getting really close. So I wonder if she would take that shot, or if she's just going to continue down the pecking line of whoever's not in the leftovers. So we'll see. I'm excited. Oh my God.
During your interview with Julie, you said that Taylor lied about Paloma. Can you expand on that a little bit? How so?
Well, what I was told in the house, I'm learning different now, was that she told Monty that Paloma's coming after the guys, and Monty was first on her list. So however that was twisted or misconstrued, Monty came to me with that information. So that was a lie that came down. And Taylor actually asked me a couple days ago, why am I your target? I said, you're not anymore. You were initially because of the Paloma situation. And Taylor had nothing to say to that. So now hearing this information, I almost wish Taylor had said in that moment, I hope you know that that was all true, and then we could have talked about it. But she doesn't owe me anything, so I respect that as well.
Looking back on that fight between you, Nicole, and Taylor,
I will never forget what you did to Paloma. You think she didn't spiral because of you? You didn't add to that? And now you're trying to do it to Nicole? Mind games? Do not speak to Nicole like that ever again.
What?
Ever again.
what's your take on it now that it's been a few weeks and more information's coming out? Like, how do you see that whole incident now?
Ultimately, in short, I wish I could have removed the emotion and approached it as more of a house meeting, if you will, or just having Nicole and Taylor in front of me. Because my emotions were high, I wish I could be like, hey, I'm not an HOH, but I need to know this so I can move forward in this game, not emotionally, you know? It's unfortunate to hear these news of me mistaking what was said, or maybe Nicole misheard, but I have so much love and loyalty to Nicole. I just trusted it 100%. There's definitely a better way to go about it. And when you're stuck in that house, the emotions definitely get the best of you. And I felt triggered in the sense of I thought she was doing the same thing that she did to Paloma, which I'm learning is not necessarily true anymore. So it felt like, oh, she's double downing on what she did to my last ally. So it was a lot going through my mind, and that's where the lash out came from, opposed to stepping back and looking at it from the outside.
I think it was Nicole who told me last week, it's like, it's just that pressure cooker, you know, and it kind of warps like what's really going on. At this point though, do you still blame Taylor for Paloma leaving?
I don't blame her. I told Taylor to her face once we were able to smooth things over a bit, which I'm sure wasn't aired, but that I don't think she was the reason. I do think it added to it. And the only reason that came to my mind was because Taylor said that to the house. Taylor said, I may have added to this. And then that got back to me. So then it was a plant or a seed in my head. And then that's how I felt. Yeah. Taylor initially said it herself, and that's how it got to me.
Well, last night you said if you had done any wrongdoings that you can't wait to right them. Anything that comes to mind, or maybe you can speak on what you feel right now is your biggest regret?
Anything that had to do with Taylor. I look forward to watching back to learn who lied to me and how it affected me. Or maybe people weren't lying to me and I took it differently. And I will literally take notes because I want to actually be aware of what I'm apologizing for when I talk to Taylor. That is my priority. And then, of course, my approach to the outside world, as far as if I offended or hurt anyone, family, friends of hers, my family, friends, anyone. I just want to make sure I am aware of what I'm talking about, opposed to just saying it out loud.
I mean, you waited 10 years to be on Big Brother and you did it, so it must feel good.
Yes, it does, ultimately, yes. It's been a dream come true.